Hey, it's Nessa. I just did an interview on the Zach Sang Show, and we talked about my album, and it was great. So, slay.
Hello, beautiful human. My name is Zach. That is Dan, and we welcome to the studio my friend and genuinely one of my favorite people, Nessa Barrett.
Yeah.
Hello.
How you feel today, Nessa?
I'm amazing.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
As of this moment, we have a debut album on the horizon. We have a lot of stuff cooking in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about the next few weeks, next few months, next year?
I'm overwhelmed, but excited. I don't know how to feel. It's just like weird, like working on something for like 14 months and then like finally going out to the world. So,
And something that is incredibly raw and honest and very, very detailed. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Why so detailed in the music you put on this album?
I don't know. I feel like every time I like make a song and I do music, it's for like therapy for me. So I feel like that's why it's so real and detailed. And then later on, I'm like, oh crap, this is going out for the world. So,
But there is, as much as music is therapy, therapy is still therapy.
yep,
Are you going to therapy?
yes, I do hypnotherapy.
Explain that to me.
So it's like a regular like therapy session, and my therapist, I love her. I've seen way too many therapists in my life, and I've never had like such a good connection with someone before, but she's like very spiritual, and we just like talk about everything, and like the last like 20 or 30 minutes of the session we do hypnosis, and she like kind of like fixes my trauma through my subconscious, which is like, it's really crazy, but it's like very powerful and draining. And yeah, like I'm like so exhausted after, because it's very deep.
That's a sign that it's working, though.
She changed my life. Like my perspective on everything, like really helped me so much. And it's weird because I've never like talked to someone in therapy where, you know, it's always me talking, you know, and they're just like you'll be okay, like this is how you cope with it, whatever. But she just talks and then pulls stuff out of me, and we like go super deep. And I've never like had a therapist that was like that.
How long have you been seeing her?
Good question.
I lose track of time too.
I know. I feel like a month. There was a period that I stopped seeing everyone, but yeah, I feel like a month now.
The month that you stopped seeing everybody, was music still around for that month?
No.
Everything paused.
Yeah. I was like non-existent. Like I wasn't like not verbal. Like just not. I didn't feel alive, basically. But
I get it. I really do. And I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Because we shared a friend.
Yeah.
And yeah, something that you still process every day, I'm assuming.
I can't really think about it, you know?
Yeah.
And when I talk about him, it's like I talk about him like he's still here. And if someone like mentions it to me, it's like, that's when it kind of hits me. But yeah, it sucks. I don't think I've been through a lot in my life, but I've never dealt with anything like that. Like nothing's ever hit me harder than that. And it was like, I don't even know how the hell I'm still here. Am I allowed to curse?
You're okay.
Yeah. I don't know how the fuck I'm still here. Genuinely.
Who pushes you, or what? Is there a defining moment that puts you into therapy after that month of isolation?
Yeah. I was, you know, I was kind of like forced into it because everyone around me was like, you need help. And, like, I knew I did too, but you get to a point where you're like, you don't want it or you don't care. And yeah, I had like an incident where I was, you know, kind of like forced into getting actual and like serious help. And you know, it was like kind of traumatizing, but it helped me in the long run. So
As traumatizing as it was also eye-opening. And sometimes you have to be backed into a corner to make life-changing decisions.
exactly.
Even though like the road to that corner was raw, like I feel, because I know you outside of this room, we share so many friends. I'm gonna cry.
I know.
Because I think I'm flooded with a bunch of memories instantly, and it affect, I get you. I really do. I didn't think I was gonna cry at all, let alone within the first fucking 10 minutes of this shit. But it's true. Sometimes you need to be backed into a corner to
Yeah.
get the change, get the help that leads to the change that really can better everything.
No, yeah. It's like, you hit like rock bottom, and it's like it either kills you or, it helps you survive. So.
And here we are.
What was rock bottom for you?
Getting pulled into an ambulance to go to the mental hospital. Like,
That is rock bottom.
it sounds like kind of like fucked when I say that, but I mean, in all honesty, like, it's what my reality was. And there's a lot of consequences to me not being okay. And yeah, I don't know. And it was also my fault because I hid it from everyone.
There's something with the album being finished before this all happening, because there is a connection there, even with the first song.
Dude,
Did you manifest a little bit of the reality through the music you made?
I honestly think I manifest
I
everything.
just got goosebumps.
And it literally makes me so fucking pissed off at myself. But like, I don't even want to fucking talk about Die First because, like, love that song, but I can't listen to it. Can't. Literally can't. And it just has like a whole different meaning now. But, and then Madhouse, I literally ended up going to the mental hospital right before it was already scheduled for release. So it's just like weird, And, I don't know, but,
There's something there that's deeper. Like even the first record, Tired of California. I mean, you've been tired of this place for a minute.
oh my God, yes.
Probably long before you ended up going into isolation.
Yeah, but I can't leave.
Do you feel that? You don't feel like you can make good music in, were you Galloway Township or where are you in New Jersey? Sorry.
I never want to go back there, let me tell you.
It just sounded like I kicked your puppy.
Never. I'd go anywhere other than that place. But yeah, I don't know. I love it here, and it was my dream to live here. But I do feel trapped in a way.
And it is tiring. There's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
But you also talk about not going to parties later on in this album.
Yeah.
So there's like
It's not true.
Yeah. Maybe you strive to be that person that doesn't go out.
Yeah, I used to be.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
used to be. And then, if you're not doing well, might as well act like it. It's just how life is.
Keeping up in Los Angeles, whether it be with aesthetics or career, do you think about those around you ever in this music scene, in this entertainment universe?
Yeah.
That is this ridiculous city? Or do you just care about yourself?
I care about everyone else, and like I come last in my head. And I feel like I have a lot of pressure on me, and I don't know. It's tough. I hate that I care so much about what everyone else thinks or what everyone says, but it's just like a lot to deal with.
So the better answer is to just be you.
Yeah.
A song like Gaslight is crafted at what point in life?
I love that song. Love that song so much. You know, sometimes I've dealt with a lot of people in my life that make me feel crazy when I bring up the truth, you know? When they're just like too scared to admit that they're doing something wrong. It's just about gaslighting people, and I don't fuck with that. I gaslight myself. I don't gaslight anyone else, you know? So, yeah.
Do you feel like you gaslight yourself?
100%.
Well, you say, one of my favorite lyrics, I got some notes here. Why would you tell me not to worry when you're always fucking hurting me? Which is something that I feel like a lot of people say.
Yep.
In relationships that are unhealthy and toxic.
Yeah.
Are you in the throes, in the thick of a toxic relationship while you're crafting the song? Or are you out of it? Are you looking for this song to be like a realization as to what you're in?
Yeah, so I was in a relationship when I wrote that, and I went to the studio like the day after to just like vent and like let it all out and just to write how I felt because I was upset. And the song came out fucking amazing. And I was like, God damn, like this has to come out. I don't really give a fuck about, you know, what people think, but I also like don't put blame on anyone because I feel like, you know, two people are in a relationship, and so everyone has their wrongdoings, and I wasn't in the right headspace, and I haven't been to be involved with anyone, you know?
Is that a hard realization to come to?
Because I hate being alone.
Yeah. But sometimes that really is the best.
Yep, I have to.
You can't really be with anybody else if you can't be alone with yourself.
That's what I learned recently.
That's going to change your life for the better.
I hope so.
But I also think that that's maturity. Because you're still so incredibly young, sis.
Yeah, I know. I just turned 20.
That's
Oh my God.
that is crazy. That's crazy. But there is something to, like, when you're younger, you are always in groups. You're always with other people. You do crave other forms of energy and attention and just
my entire
anything.
life. I just always wanted like someone.
Yeah.
If I just had one person, that's all I wanted, you know? So, I mean, especially like moving out here by myself when I was 17.
Crazy.
And just like not having anyone but myself, and I hated myself. It just like sucked. So I felt like I was always trying to force something because I needed, you know, a person. And I loved the people that, you know, I had so much, but I had to heal and I had to get better because I also don't like when I have people because I don't want to be alone, but like I'm not healthy myself mentally, so it's just like a weird mindset, you know. I just felt like I kind of hurt myself even more
By being with people? Totally.
Yeah, because I hurt them when I don't want to.
And you don't want to hurt people, so when you see people hurt, you get hurt. Now that you're, and I think alone's the wrong word. I think independent is like a better way to phrase that. Like alone just sounds like you're
sad.
Yeah, it sounds sad, depressing. It sounds forever. But independent, that's what you are.
Yeah.
That's empowering. That's growth. That's maturity. That's evolution. Does this album play a role in getting you to that place where you can be independent?
100%. I mean, this album like changed my life, honestly. It helped with my healing process. I mean, I wrote it for like 14 months. And I I don't know. I felt like there was a point where I was really questioning, you know, what I was doing and what path I was on. And this kind of like put me on track. And I felt like I had a better relationship with myself after writing this.
And just to get the timeline right, the album is written and done, and then you go into a month of isolation. Because in a weird way, you do manifest through song what ends up happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up seeing the light because you were forced into a corner. And now we're releasing the album finally.
Yeah.
Do any of these songs take on new meaning to you?
So many.
Like today compared to when you made it 14 months ago?
Dude, there's like so many like eerie like stories if you really think about it, like the meaning behind everything, or even like the backstory behind like certain songs. It's just like sickening to me, and it's just weird, and I don't like it personally.
Is it? How so? Why is it eerie?
I just, going back to like the manifesting thing, it's just odd, and I hate it because I write things about how I felt at a certain point in time, and I don't expect to after I write it to feel that way again, but like times 100, and like for every song to like have a different meaning after I'm done with it. It's like,
that's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're telling me almost every song on this album, all 13 of them, have taken on new meaning since you wrote them?
I mean, yeah, honestly. I mean, yeah. I mean, Die First is obviously,
Yeah.
And Madhouse too. I was literally put in one.
How about Unnecessary Violence?
Bro. Yeah. Yeah. And Lucky Star, like the backstory for that is just insane.
Tell me.
I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry, but I will. I wrote that song on my guitar at home, and Cooper told me to bring my guitar over to his house and play him, my songs that I was writing, and I sang him, to sleep with that song, Lucky Star. And that was, during a time where I was writing like 5 songs a day on my guitar, and it was just like scrap stuff, I was basically already done my album. All I had to do was the outro. And me and Evan, my producer, we had a whole different idea for my outro. And randomly, when we went to go like start writing it, I was in the studio and I was like, I feel like I should make this the outro, and it was Lucky Star. And I changed one lyric that day, and Cooper was still here. I think he like drove me to the studio and picked me up, because that happened all the time. And just the lyric change and the story behind it, and the fact that I made it my outro was just really crazy. But
were you writing, how many songs were you just writing on your guitar and that ended up just being scrapped? Or do you record everything? Like, do you have a record of it?
Yeah, like videos on my phone, voice memos. Everything that I come up with, I try to write down, because I don't know, next time I'm writing, what I'm going to use. But, most of them was just kind of for fun and to let my feelings out, because I was already done with the album. And honestly, I was like, I need to chill, because I wanted like 50 songs on the album. But
is Lucky Star a person? Or is it actually a star?
I feel like it's like hope, That's how I see it. Like an angel or something.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Talk to myself. You can't say shit I don't say to myself. Is that true?
Yeah.
Are you your own worst enemy or your own biggest critic?
Yeah. Biggest hater. I don't think that there's a single, and trust me, I know how much, like, how many people hate me out there. but I hate myself more than anyone possibly can.
Why do people hate you?
I mean, I feel like everyone, hates certain people. I've given, a lot of reasons for them to hate me, but
I don't think that's true.
But I also feel like there, the more people that know you, the more hate that you're gonna get, because not everyone's gonna like you. And I've like tried to understand that, because my entire life it's like I just wanted everyone to like me, but I feel like you can't force it, and there's a lot of people that don't fuck with me, and I'm fine with that.
Do you want them to eventually fuck with you?
I mean, I love for everyone to love me. It's my dream, but that won't happen. And I don't blame them, honestly. I mean, like, I hate myself too, so I'm like, come on, join the club.
You're never going to get 100% love, but there is a world where hate can just turn into love and admiration. And also, people are starting to understand you more and more by the music you put out. So maybe people don't really have the full picture of you. Maybe. I mean, I know you. I do not hate you. I definitely have a more full picture of you than 99% of the public, right?
No. Facts.
Definitely, yeah. 100%. You know?
Yeah.
Don't be hard on yourself.
I know. Yeah, I don't want to be.
Why do you hate yourself? Should be your biggest fan.
I know. I just suck.
That's easier said than done, though.
Yeah. I think the main reason I hate myself is because of it's just my brain, and I can't control it. I can't, control my thoughts and what I say to myself in my head. And I feel fucking crazy. I do. And I hate that.
But you're doing something about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to someone. You're seeking treatment. You're looking to manage this and learn about it. And to figure yourself out.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. And always have the best intention. And lead with kindness. And you do that too.
Exactly.
Let's get back into this album, please. Love bomb. What is a love bomb?
So, love bombing is like, okay, the reason I wrote it is because I BPD, borderline personality disorder, which means I'm fucking crazy. I'm kidding. But I, when I get into really bad episodes, I tend to mostly lash out on myself and the people I love the most and the people that I'm closest to. And so when I do that, and as soon as I'm out of my episodes and I put, the people I fucking love through hell, I love bomb them and, to show that I'm sorry. And the actual term for it and, the meaning behind the word is like very, like, it's like manipulation, but for me it's not. And so I feel like this song was just kind of, I made it to give like a new meaning behind love bombing, because I do that, but I'm not trying to manipulate. It's just like I'm just trying to really show that I'm sorry, and I just hate the fact that I can't control myself.
Are you sending that message to people?
Yeah.
People in particular?
Yeah.
But at the same time that you're sending that message to somebody, there's tens of millions of other people who do the exact same thing, who are going to feel understood.
I mean, that's why I do what I do.
It's worth it. Even though it's hard.
Yeah. How
do you know a song is done?
When I can listen to it. I am such a perfectionist. So I'm so picky. I hate the sound of my voice. I hate a lot of the things I do because I'm so picky. And which I feel like is also a good thing in a way, because I won't let like anything that like has my name on it be released if I don't like it. So which, yeah, I'm very stubborn. I mean, my team like probably wants to kill me over it, but it's fine.
Yeah, but you should be, because if this album is a product of that, it is absolutely superb.
Yeah. But I just, yeah, if I can listen to it, the full thing, then I know it's done. Because if it's not how I want it to, I'll stop it. And I can't listen to it because I'll get mad.
So, but okay. And it's you and this guy, the producer, Evan?
Evan.
He's incredible.
The best.
Something clicked there that like it didn't click the same way with people previous.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
I don't know. So the first time we worked together was for Counting Crimes, which is such an old song. Like, it's so old. And we started writing my EP together. And I think that whole process for Pretty Poison was kind of like a game changer for us. We kind of figured out, what sound I wanted and who I was as an artist. And I feel like, especially in this like industry, you get very influenced,
Totally.
by a lot of people, and it's very confusing to know what you want to sound like or what music you want to make. And we really just kind of, I literally owe everything to Evan because I don't make music without him. He's on everything that I do now. We did my entire album together, and he knows me probably more than anyone. Just because like you
go in there and unload.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I don't even have to tell him things sometimes because he already knows what I like. And it's crazy, but
that's special.
It really is, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because it's so important to have, someone like that.
You can hear it. Again, this album, you got to listen to the album. We're going to put a link in the description below. It beyond deserves your ear. It's exquisite.
Thank you.
I mean, really, truly. Die First being the first taste that we got from this album, this era, and then followed by Madhouse. Why was Die First the right song to go first?
It was my favorite at the time.
What's your favorite today?
I love Dear God and I love Lucky Star. But I have been working on my deluxe, and I have a few favorites on there that aren't even on the album, but I am so excited.
Are you religious?
I wasn't ever. My family was super, but I felt like I had a poor experience, with it.
You went to Catholic school, right?
Mm-hmm. I've done the whole thing, and in like a Latin church, it's like intense, like just having to like see other people in the church, or my own family members like experience like the Holy Spirit and like get the Holy Ghost, and start dancing and like speaking tongues and like spazzing and like passing out. It was a lot for me to grow up and watch. And and then when I started dealing with mental health and I had my first suicide attempt, there were some family members that thought that I was like possessed by the devil because of it. And so that's what turned me away from religion and everything itself, because it's like you can't blame everything on that. And for you to be so ignorant and oblivious to the fact that maybe I need help, to think that I was possessed is beyond me, but it's like, I made this whole album, and there's a lot of like heaven and like God references because I was at my lowest point the entire time I was writing this, and I felt like I was living in my own hell. So I was fantasizing about heaven, and I was really at my wit's end. So I think the only option I had was to find faith for me to feel better, and it changed my life.
That's you being in your own hell made you think about heaven. where do you find faith? Where do you start?
I don't know.
Do you pray?
Yeah, I have a journal. I feel like I talk to God a lot. And I feel like it's, really just in my own head, but
that is, that's having some sort of communication. That is sharing thoughts with the universe, God,
yeah.
energy.
No, yeah. And I'm very spiritual too, so, and my problem was, like, I'm such a control freak. I have really bad OCD, and, but I just want to control everything in my life. And I think that really runs most of my problems with my mental health. And so me finding faith and finally believing in God and in the universe and in everything, like, helped me kind of just, like, take my hands off of everything and be like, whatever's gonna happen is meant to happen, and it's, like, all in his hands, and there's nothing I can do. So it really helped me, like, kind of change my perspective on a lot of things.
Freeing. Stress relieving.
Yeah. Cooper did a lot for me too. I mean, there was a point where he just got so religious out of nowhere. I mean, he would send me voice memos of him, praying to God for me. And he, would talk about me going to church with him and all this stuff. And he was like, Nessa, God is just waiting for you to just jump into his arms. Like, they're open for you, and he just needs you to accept him, and everything will change.
And when do you accept him?
When did I? I think after he passed.
Did it give you new perspective?
Yeah. I mean, he changed my life. I mean, he did when he was here, but I'm sorry.
No.
I just never thought that there would ever be a moment that I wouldn't have him. And, like, we would talk about it all the time, and I know it just sounds fucked, but if one of us were going, like, we were going with each other, that was the plan. And so when he left, I died too. And but I had no other way to think about anything, but I believe so much in everything now.
You should be living for him. You shouldn't. You don't die with him. You live for him.
Yeah.
And in conversation and memories, and I'm sure he makes himself present to you all the time.
Oh my God.
It's probably crazy.
It's insane.
He comes through. I just know it. He's there watching you. You got to do it for him.
Yeah.
You owe it to him.
It's just hard. It sucks because, I mean,
course.
everything that's, like, happening and everything that I have coming up, it's like he was supposed to be there with me.
But he still is.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I want to give you a big hug. I really, really do.
She's a crybaby.
No.
What's the song "Too Hot to Cry" about?
Oh my
A
God.
lie, apparently.
Let me tell you. Sometimes bitches are just too hot to cry.
Not today.
And you don't want to ruin your mascara because you look so fucking hot to cry over a goddamn fucking boy. Which is fine. I've been there. So I'm not blaming anyone. But, it's like a... I feel like I've never really had, like, a song that, like, makes women and girls feel like, bad bitches. But this one does for me. I mean, like, I start crying, I play that song, and I'm like, I'm too hot.
So this is a song to play when you're about to hit tears.
Yeah. But it's also, like, it's just like it's just like I am so powerful and I'm so confident that no one can tell me anything, and nothing matters. And I I feel like I need that type of song in my life, and I need to, make it because I, never really felt like that. But
it's a reminder.
Yeah.
It's a push. It's empowering.
It really is. I mean, I was crying. I was crying the other night, and my friends like blasted it in the Uber and were screaming at me. So
it works.
It does. It does. And it was a vibe, but yeah.
You got to listen to this album, please. It is really superb. I'm so sorry that I didn't get you a link early enough, Daniel.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
No, it is genuinely fucked up, dude. It
yeah.
is.
We're sitting here talking
I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I feel bad for myself. We're sitting here talking about an album. I haven't heard it yet.
Do you want to be young forever?
Yeah. But also, yeah. Okay,
But growth is cool. Getting old is in.
It is. But I feel like the term young forever is so, I feel like there's a lot of meaning to it. And for me, when you're in heaven, you're young forever. That's how I see it. So that's where I got it from. And my favorite movie of all time, Death Becomes Her, was, my entire EP was inspired by it, and my album was going to be called that, but I had to change it because legal reasons. And the potion that's in the movie made them young forever.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So this is do you feel like the album embodies what it means to be young forever?
Yeah, all the good and the bad.
That's it.
Yeah, I feel like, especially now in like today's fucking society, it goddamn fucking sucks. And I feel like there's a lot of issues that people deal with that no one's fucking talking about. Or no one's like actually like realizing it.
Oh, I mean, even the conversation we just had today is a conversation that so many stay away from.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I get it because I was that way. I never want to talk to anyone about my problems. But the worst is when you don't even acknowledge it or accept the truth like internally, So, yeah. I mean, being young sucks, and being on Earth sucks. So.
But it could suck less if we have the tough conversations. We seek help.
Yeah.
That is there for us.
Yep. It's such a tricky thing because I've noticed that getting help and accepting that you need help is almost harder than, when you hit rock bottom.
Totally.
When you're just like drowning in like your sorrows and like accepting the fact that you're depressed and, miserable, it's kind of comforting at a certain point. And then when you actually start working through it, it's scary as fuck. And it's hard.
It's a scary tunnel to go into, but there is a light at the end of it, even though it may feel and be so pitch black.
There's a process for a reason.
Yes. What are you thinking?
If I'm asking a question that's too personal, just tell me to shut up. But you mentioned the suicide attempts. Is it hard to talk about that?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
Because having the tough conversations matter, and it's real.
Yeah.
And, I felt like I was embarrassed about it for so long.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah, and that's what I realized. And I felt like I wouldn't be the person that I am if it wasn't for that. And I've such a big platform, I feel like, for a reason, because I've dealt with a lot of shit and I can help everyone, And like I know what it's like to be dragged through the fucking mud and going through fucking hell and, hating yourself and, getting to the point where you want to end it all. And, when I was at that point in time, you feel like you're really alone and you feel like no one understands you. So me just, being able to talk about it and open up and showing, and speaking about the truth behind it, and showing everyone that felt the same way that I did, is so important to me, because I felt like I didn't have someone like that when I was going through it when I was 14. But even now, the amount of fucking suicide attempts I've had since I've been in LA is unreal. But no one knows that. No one really cares. But it sucks.
But you're never alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that is overwhelming to accept.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
Because, like, saying you're never alone is a general statement. Who's there for me? There's billions of people out there.
Yeah.
Are all the billions of people there?
Yeah.
The reality is you are never alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the God's honest truth.
Yeah. But I feel like the worst thing is knowing that you're not, but you're so trapped in your head that even if you're around so many people that love and care about you and you know that, it's like you're just so in your head that you feel alone.
Yeah, and you don't see it.
Mm-hmm. That's how I've been. But not now.
We're in a better place.
Much better place.
And it's only going to get brighter and brighter.
Mm-hmm.
And as cliche as it sounds, the truth is you aren't alone, but if you do want to speak to somebody, we're going to put a link in the description below to a number that you can call 24/7. Someone is always there for you. Not billions of people, but there is somebody who will help guide you through it. There's a phone number. We'll put it in the description below. Also, while you're down there, click on Nessa Barrett's brand new album, Young Forever.
What's Fuck, Marry, Kill? Did we talk about that song? We didn't talk about that song.
No. It's a game.
Yeah,
Well,
fuck, marry, kill.
Well, I know the game.
Heard of it?
It's such a it's like a society thing. I feel like today's generation is just like, fuck, marry, kill. That's lame as fuck. But like, it's honestly kind of like,
scrap the game.
Playing a joke on everyone in life and kind of using their terms against them. But also it's like true, like literally fuck my life and kill the voices in my head.
And then marry what?
My bed. Because I'm depressed and want to sleep all day. Which a lot of people relate to.
Oh, me? Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh my God. I'm here, but I would have loved to just stay in my bed. But I love more that I'm here. But just saying.
We love that you're here.
Thank you. And really, truly, like, people will feel understood by this art. I think there's a redefinition of you are not alone. Yes, there's somebody here willing to guide you through whatever you are going through, but the truth is you're not the only person feeling those feelings.
Exactly.
That's the real definition of you're not alone. You're not crazy for feeling the way you feel, because it is felt by tens and tens and tens of millions of other people all over this world. That is the true you are not alone. And that's...
I just care so much about everyone that like listens to my music or relates to me, because I wouldn't, wish what I go through, for anyone. And I know people have it worse, and it, I feel like that's the main reason why I do what I do, is not for me, but to help everyone out there, because I do care a fuck ton, more than anything.
Listen to Young Forever. Link in the description below. Were you trying to play a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill?
No, it's a joke.
Was it a joke?
I didn't know that was on the album till now. I didn't know we had anything.
It's kind of a sick fucking title.
It is.
It
And
is.
it's all one word. There's no spaces. I like that. Very creative. You got to listen.
She's like that.
Yeah, you think about things. Nuance. I do believe genius is in the details. So, bravo. You should be proud of this album.
Thank you.
An extraordinary debut album.
Oh my God, that's right.
My first album.
The other one's an E EP.
It's like my baby. I feel like I'm giving birth.
14 months in the womb. And now it's out there. She's a big one.
I know.
She's 13 songs with a few deluxe records on the way. Is this going to be like a Target exclusive, or like what is it?
What? The deluxe?
Yeah.
Out everywhere, I think. It better be.
Yeah. Sick. Give it to the people.
It's so good.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me upset that they're not on the album.
But when you have so much good, it's hard to make room.
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen to Young Forever. Link in the description below. Final thoughts, Daniel? Are you good?
I mean, yeah. Are we happy we're kind of staying away from the drama as much as we can?
We can talk about whatever you feel like.
We've talked about everything that matters.
I mean, I almost feel dumb asking these questions at this point, but it's like it said on the internet that you have unblocked Jaden on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Confirmed.
I mean, yeah.
Duh.
I mean, I feel like life is too stupid to have anyone blocked, in my opinion. And I'm healing. And so, there's just no reason to do that anymore. And I don't even know why I did in the first place, but just, trying to mature.
Have you guys spoken?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not like anything, but I think recent situations.
Basic civility and kindness for one another and compassion goes a long way.
Yeah.
We don't need to be best friends and butt buddies, but we also don't need to be enemies.
Exactly. And I hate that. I don't think there's a single person in this world that I don't like. And I like, being civil, or at least on like good terms with everyone. Because I feel like it's just like life is too short to give a fuck, or to like not be on, not to be like, I don't want to fucking be mean. I want to like be nice and appreciate everyone that's been in my life, because they were there for a reason.
Amen. What else are you thinking?
Well,
We get to bring up Josh Richards?
well, I'm just Googling here. It says you flew to Canada to be with Josh, and you're photographed there.
Yeah, I flew. I went to Canada right after I got out of the mental hospital, because I had to convince them to let me out, and I had to, not go home because they wanted to send me somewhere else, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
But it was nice
Okay.
going away. He was he's been, he was a really good friend to me, and really helped me when I needed help. And it's like really nice and peaceful just to go out of here. But yeah,
How long were you up there?
I think like a few days, honestly.
That's nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's better than getting like fucking shipped to fucking, I don't know where they want to send me, Connecticut, Ohio, someplace.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking that. You better not. I was literally locked in this fucking institution for what? To go somewhere else again?
How long were you there for?
I think like a week.
But you don't really remember.
There was no clocks. I never knew the time. I never slept there. I thought it was like 8 a.m. when it was 3 a.m. But in like the first like 2 days that I was away, I was unconscious. So I like woke up being in this like 24-hour hold place before I got like, transported into the next one, the actual, mental hospital. And I like woke up on this cot. And I was like, where am I at? And I don't know what happened, but yeah.
What'd you do there? Like, what was your experience like there?
Honestly, it makes me so mad, because I feel like the whole, like, things are not set up the way that they should be.
Oh.
And it pisses me off.
Yeah.
And if I, had the power, and if I ever do in the future, it would be to change that.
You're talking about changing things like mental hospitals, rehabilitation centers.
The system's so fucked.
But, and by the way, our mutual friend Cooper has made it one of his lasting missions that will literally be being fought forever and ever and ever to change what rehab means, because there's so many rehabilitation centers all across this nation that if you go in, you come out worse than when you went in.
It's so bad. And it's like, there should be certain, treatment centers for specific things. Like with, having BPD and having a suicide attempt, should not be put in a mental facility with,
schizophrenics
and people that, have really bad dementia, and like old people and people that are just like psychotic, which I feel psychotic. So it's like not like, I'm not being mean, but it's like the truth, and there was no help there. There was no therapy. You were just stripped away from everything that made you feel human. And it's like, you have to kind of deal with it on your own. I feel like...
But that treatment seems to only perpetuate a problem or make a problem worse as opposed to solving it.
Yeah. I mean, and like most people, when they try to do things like what I did, it's very impulsive. So when you get out of that, you realize that. And to be put in a goddamn fucking place that's like fucking hell, it's like you're just on fucking suicide watch. That's, they're just there to make sure you don't do anything.
Can I ask who admitted you? Who admitted you?
I think Bree. I think also myself. An ambulance just pulled up to my house, and apparently I freely just walked in.
You knew.
I think I
you
cried.
Didn't fight it. Yeah.
I cried, and I was like, I'm scared. And I had an incident the night before, and I was just terrified because I didn't see how I was gonna, live another day. And so I knew in my heart that I needed help. I don't remember, trust me.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But again, being pushed into that corner, a long, tough road to get to that corner. But once you're there, it's...
Saved my life.
Yeah. Young Forever is the album. Listen to it. There's a link in the description below.
I'm excited to listen for the first time.
He needs to listen to it. This poor man.
You're ridiculous. You're such a drama queen. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think we covered a lot. You've been staying out of the news lately, so it's mostly focused on the music, which is good.
Yeah, but which
is great.
I literally hate drama.
Nessa Barrett, everybody. I really love you.
I love you more.
You're the best. Really. Young Forever. Listen to it, please.